What's up gamers, it's time for the S&box news. This week we have more work on the optimized foliage, realistic arms, virtual reality, new menu updates including keybinds and map selection. There's new updates to Unicycle Frenzy, there's a new Minigolf map, and tons of updates to the Addon system. Construct has also received some updates. Most of the buildings outside of the playable space have been detailed. We can see these look like actual UK houses. They have windows and non-functional doors. Some of these buildings actually have more detail than the buildings in the playable space. These buildings are not inside of a skybox, so technically you can no-clip over to them and walk around. However, the roads aren't connected up properly, because technically you're not supposed to be over here. The buildings over here have gotten updated too. They look very interesting. We can see these shop fronts and this modern-looking window building. I wonder... Oh, I can walk through it. That's so interesting. Cool. We have this big building over here. I think this is supposed to be a reference to the big tower in Construct. However, this one is entirely in the skybox, so you can't interact with it at all. I've been told flat grass has been updated. Let's see if I can notice any differences here. So, there's no flatty wood sign. I wonder if there's a change to the interior. There's a door! Wow. I wonder what's behind the door. No way. A room with pipes. Look at this. This is so cool. Are there any secret treasures? Is there a room over here? No. This is revolutionary. Wow. There's more work on the optimized tree foliage shaders. I can't wait for this to get finished. I think it's technically in the game. However, none of these trees have been updated yet. So it'll really be in the game once all of these trees get updated. I can't wait for them to sway in the wind. It'll be so realistic. And also increase your frame rate. Trees and other foliage have a big frame rate issue right now. They drop your frame rate a ton. I'm only getting 80 frames per second right now in this forest area, but if I go away from the trees, my frame rate instantly jumps up to about 130, 140. This is preventing us from making any forests or anything with a lot of foliage. So I'm very excited to see this updated. Here we can see a preview of the upcoming realistic first-person arms. This is so detailed, it's so realistic. You can see the meat jiggling on his bones. This is still a work in progress, but I'm very excited to see where this goes. Work has started on what I hope is a virtual reality template. I believe there is basic player movement with hands and dynamic fingers. I don't know how far this is going to be developed. Hopefully we get a full virtual reality game template out of this. Currently, everybody who makes a virtual reality thing in S&box has to start from scratch and code it entirely themselves. Hopefully we also get a VR tab in the settings menu. This is a mock-up that I made months ago. It has teleporting and turn options. This is not in the base game, so hopefully we'll get one of these in the base game. We do have a rework of the input settings. So now we can actually go in here and change our keybinds instead of having to use the developer console. If I had a game controller plugged in, I would see a button right here to adjust my controller settings. I wonder if the menu is controller compatible. I haven't seen anyone talk about it. I guess nobody's really using a controller in S&box right now. We also have a new audio device output setting, so I can change what speakers or headphones my sound comes out of. There's a new map selection system. So now in Unicycle Frenzy, you'll see I'm only being shown maps for the Unicycle game. Currently, this is decided by the game itself, so if I go into Backrooms, I can change the setup, and under Config, I can add maps in here. In the future, I assume we'll be getting a map tagging system, because with this system, the game has to specify maps, but that wouldn't work for something like TTT or even Unicycle Frenzy here, because every time somebody makes a new map with the current system, the author of the game has to add the map to the maps list manually. With a map tagging system, I imagine the games will be able to set tags, and if the map has a same tag as the game, it'll show up in the maps list. That's something for the future though. It's not implemented yet. Inside Unicycle Frenzy, we can see the leaderboard section has been updated. Now the scores are actually tracked in here. It looks like only me and Craze have actually beaten this map since the new update. So only us two have scores in here. Also, there's a spectate button. I can't spectate myself, but if I was to add a bot and I go into the scoreboard, I can click spectate and I can see what the bot sees. It looks like the bot actually has a crown too. Apparently it's a winner. If I go out of the menu, I can stop spectating. Also, it looks like the achievements have been worked on. I don't know how this is going to work exactly yet, but we can see there's Unicyclist achievement, complete any map in Unicycle Frenzy, complete the map in an okay amount of time, a decent amount of time, and a good amount of time for these bronze, silver, and gold medals. I don't know if these have been set up properly yet, so we'll see. There's more updates to Minigolf. As we can see here, it's gotten the maps list update, so only Minigolf maps will appear here. This is a new map, it's called Funland. It's a Minigolf map that we tried to look at last week, however it wasn't finished yet, so there were a bunch of missing textures. We can see it properly here now. This looks so interesting, it's really cool. I really like the atmosphere on the map. It's full of very interesting moving platforms. Here we can see some interesting loops. And we have these death whackers. I wonder if it'll affect me as a not minigolf ball. You know, it looks like it goes right through me. However, if I was a ball in minigolf, I would go flying. This map is so cool. It's got so many interesting, unique features on it. There's also foam pits here, and if the ball lands in the foam pit, it'll create a cool particle effect. This hole's really interesting. It has these spinning circles and little skateboard ramps with more spinning things in the middle. This map is wild. There's also a bunch of random catwalks around. This one, actually, you have to crawl to get through it. Huh. And there's watchtowers, too. I don't think you can actually get to the watchtowers. This is a minigolf map, not a sandbox mode map. So all this stuff is for show, and it's not actually functional. This is insane. There's also new updates to the add-on system. If we go into Addon Manager, this looks the same. However, if I click on a map or a code game, like the Backrooms, if I change the organization ident and I save it, oh, I thought this was implemented. I guess uploading games isn't implemented yet. However, if I go to my Metro map and I change the organization to my organization and I save it, I can see there's an upload button. What this does is this will automatically upload my map to the back end and also include all of the custom assets that I've created for this. This map is almost entirely custom assets, so having a system that automatically uploads the map with all of the compiled assets included is going to save so much time and effort. And also, it'll often decrease file sizes, meaning add-ons will download a lot quicker without all the raw uncompiled assets. If I was to create a new map, I believe it comes with a template. So I'll create a new map. I'll call it I like to eat the burger, and I can choose a folder for it. I wish it created a folder for me automatically. So I've created it, I'll hit OK, and now I should be able to open this in Hammer, and I think it comes with a template. This is a very interesting template, not what I was expecting. So it looks like we have a light probe, we have a big block with a bottom side for some reason, and the sun is red? Why is it per pixel? It's very strange. I don't know why you would ever want your light environment to be per pixel. I guess that should probably get changed. If I look at the default light environment, yeah, this isn't per pixel. I think that would just confuse new mappers. Looks like it also comes with a skybox picture and a default post-processing volume. Processing volume isn't really one of the things I would think to put in a default map, but okay. Looks like we have two static props here. What? Really? They have this as a static prop? This is a breakable chair. This should be a prop physics. This default map is work in progress. This is wild. I'm gonna have to close out of this before I have a seizure or something. I think that map template could be a really nice feature if it was actually good, but it's a bad map template that'll just confuse new mappers. Keep in mind, all of this is very early and subject to change. So I think it's very likely that next week we'll see that template map looking completely different. Well, that's it. That's all the sandbox news for this week. Like, comment, and subscribe.